For skill 3, we're going to use skill 2 as our starting point, but add the ability to fire a bullet from the sprite using the spacebar. So the first thing we'll do, we'll open up skill 2, but then we will go and say File, Save As, and then change that file name to skill 3 so that we've got a new game to start our work with. So here we have it. Now if the Pac-Man is going to be firing a bullet, we need a sprite and an object. So let's first start with the sprite, and we'll load a sprite. And I've got some extra resources here. You might have to look around to find your sprites, but I've got some bullets here, and this one you can see is actually animated, so that's a nice effect. Don't forget to remove the background, and we'll open that. And I'll name this the SPR bullet, and OK. So now I've got a bullet. As I said, we need an object, and the object will be obj bullet, and our sprite will be that bullet sprite. So first load the sprite, then create the object, and OK. Now the Pac-Man is going to fire the bullet when he hits the spacebar. So we want the bullet to fire from wherever the object, that is the Pac-Man object, is. So we're going to use a key press event, and it's going to be the spacebar. And what we're going to be doing is creating a moving object, and that moving object is the bullet. So we'll drag that in there, and we'll select the bullet. Now we've got some X and Y coordinates here, and I'll just need to explain to you how the X and Y coordinates in the game work. If you think of your game room, the coordinate system in GameMaker works such that the point in the top left of the room is the 0, 0 coordinates. This is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. So if we're starting at 0, 0, as we go across the room in this direction, x is going to increase, and as we go down the room in this direction, y is going to increase. What that means is that whenever there's an object in the room, or many objects in the room, those objects are kept track of by GameMaker, and they do that by using the X and Y coordinate of the object. So if we've got a Pac-Man here, he'll have some sort of a X coordinate, and he'll have some sort of a Y coordinate, and that might be 100, 100. Whenever it moves, the X coordinate will move and the Y coordinate will move. So how do we use that when we're firing a bullet? Well, we want the bullet to be appearing where the Pac-Man is. So we'll use the Pac-Man's X coordinate, and we do that by using the Pac-Man's name, obj Pac-Man, a full stop, and X. That's his X coordinate. So obj Pac-Man dot Y is the Pac-Man's Y coordinate. So with those two, the bullet will shoot from where the Pac-Man is in the room. A speed, well, if the Pac-Man's moving, he'll be moving at 4, so let's make the speed 10 so that the bullet flies away from him. And then we use another variable which tells us which direction the bullet's going to go in. And if the Pac-Man is moving to the right, we want the bullet to move to the right. If he's moving to the left, we want it to move to the left. and up and down, of course. If he's moving up, the bullet goes up. If he's moving down, the bullet will go down. So depending on the direction of the Pac-Man, the bullet will be moving in the same direction. So we can use obj pacman dot direction. So these variables, we've got an x and a y coordinate for the Pac-Man, and we have got the Pac-Man's direction. So the bullet will now fire in the direction that the Pac-Man's moving. So, okay. So now we've added this new event, the press space, and the action for that is to create a moving instance of the bullet. It will start from where the Pac-Man is and move in the same direction that the Pac-Man is moving at a speed of 10. So let's see how that went. We'll run the game. We've got our Pac-Man. Let's start him moving to the right and hit the right, the spacebar. We'll move him to the left and hit the spacebar. We'll move him up and hit the spacebar, and we'll move him down. When we hit the spacebar, the bullet fires down. So whichever way he's moving, the bullet will move in the same direction. One thing to note is that when the Pac-Man is not moving, it means he has no direction. So any bullet will always move in no direction, which is 0. And that's because when we think of the room and the directions are a circle, as we know, and the 0 point on a circle is directly to the right. That's 0. It then moves anti-clockwise this way, and this will be 90. And as we go around, we get to the opposite direction, which will be 180. And then straight down would be 270. So that's the way directions in GameMaker work. If the Pac-Man's not moving, or your object's not moving, he has no direction, so direction is 0, and therefore the bullet will go to the right. If he's moving upwards, he's got a direction of 90, so the bullet will also move in the same direction. And so it follows for left, which is 180, or straight down, which is 270. So that's the way our Pac-Man will work. If we head him off this way and shoot, the bullet will go to the right. He's stationary, he's got no direction, so the bullet will still go to the right. When we move him left, the bullet will move to the left, provided he's still moving. So that's your skill 3. Our next skill will be to actually hit something with the bullet, and then we'll be able to make an explosion and get rid of the thing that gets hit. Don't forget to save this again as skill 3. Save the game after we've made those changes, and now skill 3 is ready to go.